Okay, sorry. Back to this.
You're on air. To me, it's refreshing when he's on air.
The dude with the mustache. Yes. Does the $99 include the dinner? The $99 one does. The $75 one doesn't. But I think the $99 one is sold out, so.
Am I in queue? Ah! I'm still silenced. You guys can't see.
Oh my
I'm still
god.
silenced.
For 6 years?
That's fine. I deserved it. I deserved that. Am I in queue?
The $99 is sold out. UT Austin is sold out. Well, yeah, but the only one left is the $75 one, right? Or is the one left the $99 one? Fuck. I might have fucked that up. Shave dog.
He was on air on Ash Wednesday and said, you know, maybe I drank a little too much and, you know, I have it. He'll tell you about his flaws. But for a man who speaks publicly for hours on end, and then misspeaks or gets something wrong, and then apologizes.
Was he really just misspeaking,
and then
though?
is punished anyway.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
And then the government jumps in. People, well, I guess former press secretary, but current members of the government and entities who are backed by the government, be it banks, be it big tech organizations, deciding to put you in stocks in the town square. The message is really loud. And I hope that you're hearing it. If you make a mistake, not only is there a double standard, which we'll talk about, if you have a belief that other people find to be offensive, and of course that's a sliding scale. We know that we've gone further and further down the trail here. Look behind you, there's a slippery slope. And you apologize anyway. They only get worse. What do I mean they? The left. I mean the left. Why is it left or right? They've made it left or right. There is no one on the right, and no one here in this studio who would end zone dance because of a worthy adversary being silenced, and certainly not if they apologized and said that they were wrong. We've hosted those people on this show. People like Naomi Wolf, people like Alex Jones, actually. If you say something that they in power deem to be unacceptable and apologize dozens of times and correct the record, you can still have your life ruined anyway. People fought for their lives for a very long time, but you know what that really means? Your livelihood. Make no mistake, when government-backed entities can take away your livelihood, should it be that you decide to purchase ammo off of PayPal, or decide to, as a doctor, question the efficacy of a vaccine, or even just run a clip from a Pfizer executive herself and you get removed, or you're a host on air, and you speak your opinion, wrong as it may be, and then apologize, and you can be punished, removed, and your livelihood eviscerated.
Eviscerated.
Wars were fought for less than that. And I'm not, of course, really clearly not advocating war just before the CNN folks want to run a highlight reel. I am giving you, hopefully, the scope, the depth of the problem that we're dealing with here. Your livelihood is something. You shouldn't feel guilty when it's at risk. And it's at risk for a lot of people. It's something certainly worth fighting for. And it's something that people have fought for. Look at any huge, great, and I say great, I mean the Great War. The Great War, right, is what they called it before they had World War I and II. Then they said, well, I guess we have to separate it. We can't really call it the Great War. We'll call it World War I and II. I'm not saying wars are great. I'm using the term here. Look at any epic war, battle. They were fought over...
Is he saying the war was epic? Excuse me.
Resources. Access to water.
Wash moment.
Why? To preserve your livelihood.
Damn, true.
And we now try and separate that and say, hey, well, businesses can do whatever they want. Well, they're not businesses if they're an arm of the government. And you know what? Removing your livelihood is tantamount to trying to end your life. Let's be clear about that. Okay, well, you know what? I guess I'll go start my own. I guess I'll go start my own media company. Well, no, can't do that. We're going to find that out of business. I guess I'll. I guess I'll have to take donations.
What am I
can't do
doing?
that. We're going to remove your ability to take donations. I guess then it's just back to standard banking and wired. You can't do that. You're removed from a bank.
I did say, do you remember what I said a while ago that was kind of spooky? Was that like, could we ever reach a point to where people are like saying you can't rent from this apartment complex because it's owned by like a hedge fund that owns a leasing company, and they're like, oh no, we don't rent to that person. That was something I was worried about. Banks kind of are a step in that direction. That is a little bit spooky. If people are getting kicked out of banks, that's kind of spooky. Just saying. A little weird, Chief.
I don't care if you agree with Alex Jones or not. Doesn't matter. And by the way, this is so clear. It's so obvious that that's a big reason that the court said you cannot argue that this is political persecution. Do you understand that was...
Yeah, I'm still not sure why Kanye got kicked out. People were saying there was other
Wasn't
weird
allowed to
shit that
argue
he was involved in, so that might not
He
be
didn't
the
provide
case for
additional
Kanye.
finances. I'm not saying mistakes weren't made across the board, but I hope that all of you understand the gravity of this situation. There are some silver linings here right now in this country, and we try to come to you as happy warriors. But make no mistake, today is a day where we need all of you to be warriors, because they can remove if they can remove the livelihood of not only Alex Jones, but they can remove the bank account of Kanye West. Several other people, by the way, also on PayPal, and these are organizations that are backed with federal guarantees and a never-ending...
Careful. That is not true about PayPal. Be very careful about grouping PayPal in with banks. PayPal is not FDIC insured. PayPal is not a bank. PayPal is just a service that they run online. It kind of looks like a bank, but it is absolutely not a bank. Be careful not to confuse the two, especially if you're a customer.
Supply of your tax dollars. You are at a point in this country where you are paying taxes to fund the theft of food from the mouths of your kids, all under the guise of, First Amendment only protects the government stopping you from saying something. That's all it does. It prevents the government.
So what is it? I don't know. What is Cash App? What is Venmo? What is whatever these things are, right? Would you say that Venmo is a bank? Can you store money on Venmo? Just because you can put money somewhere doesn't make it a bank.
From stopping you. Okay. By that same token, shouldn't JP Chase, whatever their abbreviation is, these things are all these giant conglomerates.
Yeah, payment processors you could call
If
them.
they're backed by our tax dollars, if they're guaranteed, if they received hundreds of billions of dollars, and if you adjust for inflation in the last few months, hundreds of trillion dollars in taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, it's called the App Store, not the bank store, guys.
Are they allowed to deny you your fundamental constitutional rights? What point do we separate private business from government? And I say this as someone who doesn't trust big government. But one of the roles of government, the only legitimate role of government, I would argue the only legitimate role that falls under the purview of our government is to protect the citizens from external threats. That means wars. That means from tyrants abroad, and internal threats. And how do we determine an internal threat? Well, the good news is we have a handbook. It's the Constitution. And that's not hyperbole. That's not just rhetoric. It is meant to be our way of life. And people are wiping their asses with it. So I don't care. I want you to try and separate your opinions from the man today. I want you to try and separate your opinions from maybe the views that have been expressed, and understand that this is something that is permeating right now. This is a very pernicious, it's like the never-ending story, the nothing. It will destroy everything it touches. And you have got to put aside, this is the thing that the left does so well. I'm sorry I'm going long in this cold open. Go with me here. Hit the like button if you can. Share this show, comment, because you know YouTube's going to make sure that you cannot find this anywhere. Go and search Steven Crowder, Alex Jones, Ash Wednesday. At least up until a couple days ago, the video that we did with him wouldn't have popped up. Maybe they've changed it now that some eyeballs are on it. This is...
The story of a girl.
It's more important than just
I'm
taxes.
sorry.
And it's one of the few legitimate roles of government.
True.
And we do need right now government to actually start doing their job. Their only job. Again, that falls under their purview in protecting you.
I could put another. I could put a fourth
external
one.
threats, but more importantly, having representatives,
too lazy,
having
though.
people who protect you from them. And you know what was supposed to be a safeguard against that? This is what's so brilliant about the Constitution. You know what's supposed to be a safeguard against that? If the government should become corrupt, well, there's also supposed to be freedom of the press. Why? So that they can call the government to the mat. They can hold them accountable.
No, I'm not doing it.
Think that's what's happening now?
We're good. Days are fine. Fuck.
Think that's what's happening now? When they've rescheduled their programming to give you another January 6th hearing, last time they canceled it, by the way, you can go and watch our stream on that, 3.5 hours, the ins and outs. So we have your right to speak freely. Well, that's gone. Then we have the freedom of the press. They're not interested in that. It comes down to you. Comes down to what you can do. Your voice,
On this spot, his entire point annihilated by a stutter.
This is the same issue that, by the way,
you're done,
determines
kid.
Whether you can bank, determines whether you can choose to hire who you want to hire. That determines which institution.
Get this guy out of here.
In which you can take part, and determines, by the way, where you can speak. Determines if you're allowed to keep your kids. If you choose to not put them on puberty blockers, you remove the ability for you to speak. And it starts with someone else who you go, well, that's not me. That's far more offensive. That's way beyond the pale. That may be. But Alex Jones is not the only one. They want to make an example of him because they want. Do you feel that?
Have you talking to Michael Knowles since he debated Deepak?
Everyone feel that fear?
I don't know. Or I haven't tried it.
That's
I don't know
not
if he would
something that we felt here in this country. I get it. Barack Obama, horrible president. Liar, makes up words, weed up. Hilarious because he's such a bullshit artist. But the tension of, oh man, I might lose my bank account. I might be fined $2,500 if I purchase ammo legally on PayPal. That tension right now, people are going, what can we say, what can we not say, or lose our livelihood? That's a first. That's a first. And that can't stand. And that's why we're doing the show we are today. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey guys, Whistleblower again. Over the past few weeks, late night hosts have all had to quarantine and do their shows from home. This is a very noble thing to do in a time of public health crisis such as... Hold on. Let's zoom in on that. More. Just as I thought. It's the same wall. They thought we wouldn't notice, but this smoking gun tipped me off.
It will disappear.
We remember that. We're not goldfish. Well, Trump has the memory of a goldfish who smokes weed.
Do they really expect us to believe that with multi-million-dollar budgets and hundreds of writers that they're just this unoriginal? No, they haven't been quarantined at all. They've been forming a secret cabal aimed to destroy late-night comedy with terrible writing and apathetic production value, and they hold all their meetings in a rented bedroom of the Mark Twain house. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm just gonna plug my GoFundMe here again.
I'm pretty sure there's a meme,
on a
right?
new apartment after getting that MCN deal, but it turned out to be a bit of
I can never tell anymore, dude. I don't know who's memeing or not.
I lost my whole life savings.
I just don't know.
Out.
Wait, am I not binning the rocket fuel anywhere?
This fall, prepare for two rebels with a cause. The Rebels with a Cause comedy tour. Tickets on sale now at louderwithcrowder.com/tour.
I think I'm talking to Stardust soon about her conversation with Lay Mr. Girl. Let's toy up, guys. I'll be back 1 second.